Hi guys, I'm Kate, and for my 20 times project, I learned how to knit. I chose this because I've always wanted to learn how to knit, and I thought this would be the perfect time for me to learn a skill that I've always wanted to learn. Originally, I had wanted to complete a scarf, but I missed 3 20 times classes, and I kept messing up on my first couple of layers, so I would keep starting over in my classes. I thought by picking knitting that it'd be something fun and calming for me to do in my downtime, and that's what it is for me. So now actually getting into the knitting, the materials you need are a strand of yarn and your needles. These needles are thicker than what you should be using, but they still work, and so that's what I'm using. Okay, so the first step in knitting is creating a slip knot. So you'll take your tail, connect all the way over here as your ball, and you'll take 2 fingers and wrap it around your 2 fingers, leaving a tail. You'll take some of that tail and slip it up through your 2 fingers, creating a loop and tightening it. Step 2, you're going to take your slip knot and put it on your needle and tighten. Okay, we're going to start cast on. What you're going to do is you're going to take your fingers that look like a gun and put them behind the yarn, flip it, and take that and put it right on your needle and tighten. Continue this motion for a couple more cast-ons. The more you cast on, the wider your piece is going to be. Okay, so step 1 was the slip knot, step 2 is casting on, and now step 3 is your first stitch. To do that, you'll need your second needle. So this ball of yarn, now we're going to put on my right side. So to start this stitch, you're going to take your needle and insert it right up through the very first stitch and go behind to the left to create an X. Holding that, you're going to take your other hand and wrap this ball of yarn around the back stitch and out through the front. You're then going to take your second needle and pull it back, but when you pull it back, there's a strand under here you need to catch. That strand. And push up, and then you can then slide that stitch off of your needle. You'll continue this exact process until you get to the end. When you get to the point that there's one final loop and you've done all the stitches on this side, you'll do the same exact process. So once you've pulled your first needle out, you're going to take your pieces here and you can just straighten them. And so at this point, you're done with your tail. You really finish that right after you put your slip knot on your needle. So for our second stitch, we're going to do the exact same steps. So now your yarn will look like this on your needles, and you continue that as long as you want it to go. Just the same exact process. During our 20 times class, I really liked being able to sit at my desk and knit, and being able to talk to my friends at the same time while they were doing their 20 times. Getting the hang of knitting was pretty hard for me. I kept watching more and more YouTube videos to get the hang of it and different people. Hard steps for me were casting on, that first casting on strand, and the first stitch. It was hard to find where to pick up and which string to pick up. So no, I did not accomplish my goal of completing a whole scarf, but I am pretty happy with what I did complete. I learned how to knit and I enjoyed it along the way. So the future of this project is for me to keep learning how to knit and keep finishing my projects. I learned a lot about myself doing this project, about being creative, that really helps me release stress and calms me. And this is also what I learned about my happiness.